idea is just like the brain waves. If there is no plan to execute it, in fact, it is not possible. You are welcome to the interview session of Goldmark 2021. Hooray! In fact, over the days have been so exciting and thrilling. Today, we are going to have another guest. But before that, this program is proudly sponsored by GVL. They do the best paper bags, as you can see, for every other occasion. Don't forget to link up with the Golden Queen herself, and she's going to wow you with the packaging. Again, they do beautiful citations. In fact, her citations are prophetic. I tell you, whether you know her or not, just relax. Link up with her, and she's going to wow you with the citation. Okay, so with me here today is, wow, I just love your beads, you know. Yes, sure. It's trying to, you know, yes, it's very beautiful. It's Mr. Obadia Amankona. Please, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, because you're looking very handsome.
Thank you. You're looking great too.
Thank you. You know, I'm on the golden seat of my mother. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so today we are going to talk about something very simple.
Okay.
And we know, but before that, let me ask you, how useful are you over the days? I know we've been learning. I know you have identified something, just one thing that you can know, and then know that this thing is something that is in me, that passion that drives you. Oh, is it football? Play it well. Engage yourself with the coaches. Go to the field. Just engage yourself. Have an experience for yourself. And I tell you, if only you make up your mind to stir it up a little bit, you'll be useful in that arena. Thank you for joining us on our interview session, Mr. Obadia.
The pleasure is all mine.
All right, thank you. Okay, so let me ask you, who are you?
Okay, so my name is Obadia Amankona. Born and raised in Sunyani to a pastor, father, and then a teacher. So I was raised to be a teacher too, to train people. And coming from a very humble home, I learned very fast that, you know, the best way to create an impact is to take care of other people, to help other people.
Sure.
And since then, I trained as a nurse. Yeah, so in the stead of trying to help people and also help myself and my family, and then moved on from there where I found my passion and what I've been doing. That is personal development and helping people grow, and also helping people create wealth through business and then education. Yeah, so that's me.
Basically, that's you. Okay, so viewers out there, he's a young man, but he's really loaded. We are just going on to the interview session because I know you are waiting. Yes, you are on the hit side. All right, so Mr. Obadia, how useful have you been with your struggles in life? Have you ever struggled in life?
Yeah, I think when it comes to struggle, everyone has struggled in a form or in an intensity. I think everyone has gone through a struggle. Yeah. So I believe I've also gone through my fair share of struggles.
Okay, so share with us.
All right. So I remember when, you know, the whole plan was to go to school, come out, get a good grades, get a good job, come and take care of the family. But after school, I realized that that wasn't happening, and I was struggling financially. I remember there was a point where my little sister needed money for something, and she asked me, and I couldn't provide. I felt like a failure, honestly, because, you know, it's hit me so hard because my whole goal has always been to take care of my family. You know, so when it got to a point where I was supposed to, at least, it wasn't something big, honestly, and I couldn't, I felt like, nah, so all these years I've wasted it. So it was one of the moments, like one of the awakening moments in my life where I realized that, no, there's something wrong, because if after schooling, if after working, and I'm still not able to provide this, then which I didn't understand. So I struggled financially too, made a lot of money, lost a lot of money. And so these are some of the struggles. I've struggled with relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I've struggled with family. I've struggled with everything.
Wow,
Yeah.
that means you are a struggler yourself.
Yeah,
But God being so good.
I believe struggles are a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we always say, when there's no test, there's no testimony.
Sure.
You understand? If you don't go through a test, you won't have a
At
testimony.
all.
And it's all a perspective. It depends on how you see it. Like, you see, before you plant, okay, you have to bury the seed.
Mm-hmm.
When you bury the seed, what you do is you dig up the soil,
Yeah.
you put it inside,
Sure.
and you cover it. Like it's dead, it's buried before it can what come
Germinates
out.
and then come out.
So sometimes it depends on the perspective we see it with. You know, if you look at it as dead, it becomes dead.
Oh.
If you look at it as planting, it becomes a plant. So I believe struggles are a gift that are given to people. First of all, to make them strong, to make them qualify to sustain the results they get. One of my mentors, who is a multi-billionaire, Warren Buffett, he said something. He said, no matter how no matter how quick you want a baby, you can't impregnate 9 women and get a baby in 1 month.
Oh,
So
sure.
the 9 month period a woman goes through when it comes to childbearing, it's tough,
Yeah.
you know. But I believe it's very necessary because we've all seen the bonds mothers have with their babies.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
before, if a child doesn't go through that 9 month period, if the mother doesn't go through that 9 month period, when the baby comes out, we call the baby what? Premature.
Yes.
That means the baby didn't go through the full process. So I believe struggles are gifts, and when you see it and understand it that way, you will be able to use it to your benefit.
Okay. So based on with planning in life, how well is there any conditions to when you are planning? When you want to start a business, because I know you are a business tycoon. When you want to start a business, how well do you think you can plan? Or are there any conditions to planning before you get out there as a businessman?
Okay, so what I would say is the biggest problem for most people when it comes to building a business, it's not the planning, but it's the starting.
All right.
You know, people, sometimes we get caught up in the whole facade of okay, I don't have a plan, how do I go about it? Okay, but notwithstanding, the getting started is the most important thing, but the planning is also very important. Okay, so why is the plan important? Okay, just imagine if I told you go to the market, and when you get to the market, there is a particular store, and I have gold stored there, and I told you to just go, and the other person, I told the person, go to the market. This is a plan. Okay, pass here, go here. When you meet this store, take the left, and then there's a shop, and in that shop, when you look at the left corner, there's what? Go there. Who do you think will get there faster? The one with the plan.
Yeah, the one with the
So
plan.
plan is very important when it comes to, first of all, when you know what you want. Okay, so now what we wanted is the gold in the shop.
Yes.
So when you know what you want, now the plan now comes into play. So first of all, what we tell people is know what you want.
Know what you want.
Okay, know what you are looking for, know what is important to you, know what is a priority to you. When you're able to know that, now you need the plan to get there. The plan is going to make the work easier. It's going to help you get faster, get there faster. You see, even though I didn't give you a plan, you might get there eventually or by accident. But it's going to take you a lot of mistakes and wrong turns to get there. You understand? And even if you don't go through that mistakes and the wrong turns and you get there eventually, it's a borrowed resource because you didn't know how you got there.
Yeah.
You understand? You didn't go there with a plan. So even, you know, results is not just about you getting there. It's about you getting there and then helping others to get there. So now, even though, because you didn't have a plan to get there and you got there by accident, you can't teach other people how to get there. You get my point. So planning is very important. Now, when it comes to how do you have not been there, how do I draw a plan? So how you do that is by seeking knowledge. Okay. First of all, mentorship is very, very important. Looking for people who have walked that path, people who have achieved what you are looking for, and then asking them how they got there. Okay. Now, you have to look for people who understand your process. You see, someone might. Let me give an example. I talked about my struggles with finances. I was reading the books. I was reading all the international books on finances and all that, but it didn't apply to my setting. You understand? The kind of education and exposure they go through there when they are growing up, it's not the same exposure we go through.
Different.
The kind of training they go through there is not the same training. So there were a lot of things they missed in the book, which was happening in my life. So even though I was reading the book, which was good, helping me with the plan, I needed to also look for local people who have gone through that process here in my locality and then succeeded and also learned from them. So it's very important that when you are drawing your plan, you look at all the avenues available, especially those who understand your process, and then take advice from them so that it will help you. Another thing too, when it comes to planning, is that you are not going to get it all figured out in the beginning.
At all.
Okay,
Yeah.
you have your goal. You know this is the plan that will get me there. So you have to understand that, look, along the way you might meet blockage that you didn't plan for, that you have to find a way around. You're going to meet streams that you need to now restart. Yeah. Swim. Thank you very much. Swim sometimes. You know, even when you get there you don't know how to swim, you can figure out another way, or you can learn how to swim and swim across. Okay. And then the last thing I'll say is that we need to also understand the importance of patience. I think most people miss the point. Like you know, we keep saying have patience, have patience, but patience is not something you have. Okay. Naturally, we are not born as patient beings. A baby doesn't wait. When a baby is hungry, the baby cries, throws tantrums to get what he wants.
Yeah.
You understand? So we don't have patience. It's a virtue that is important to us that we must build.
Okay.
That's why you have to be patient. When you are patient as an activity for a very long time, it becomes a part of you, and that's when you have patience.
Okay.
See, God created the world in how many days? Created the universe in 6 days and rested on the seventh day.
Yes.
In the Bible says that to God, a day is like what?
1,000
years. And 1,000 years a day. So basically, we are talking about a being or who can just snap the fingers and a whole world will be created. Now, this person still took time, 6 days. Basically, you can say 6,000 years to create something. Why? Because I feel, my understanding is that God wanted us to understand the importance of what? Process and patience. He wanted us to understand that, look, he created this before he created that. He created this before that. So there's process to everything. And then you need patience. Like you need, so if a being that can snap the finger and everything will happen, will take 6 long days to create something, then we all need to understand that whatever we are doing, we don't need to be looking for instant gratification. Like we want everything now. We call it the microwave mentality. You know, with the microwave, you put food in it and then it comes out. Yeah. So, and now with the world we are living in, things have gotten easier. So people wanted things easier. So what you need to understand that things take time and have patience. I promise you, when you have patience, everything that we are doing is compounded in the long term. If it's bad, it's compounded in the long term. And if it's good, it's compounded in the long term. So when you have patience and you stick to your process and you keep adjusting at points where you have to adjust, I believe that eventually you're going to get to where you are going to.
Oh, wow. The discussion has been so effective and we are being useful. Wow. I've learned one thing. A plan is like a map. You have to study it well. Know what you are for. Know what you stand for. What you are taking out there. How effective is it going to impact the world before you even start out there? Okay. So, what is the most effective plan you have taken about your life?
Okay, so I would say the most effective plan will be my life plan.
Your life plan.
Yeah, my life plan. And when I say my life plan, I'm talking about my career.
Okay.
I believe I'm a money man. When I say that, I believe in people understanding and then paying attention to finances.
Okay.
You see, the community we are in, we are conditioned to avoid talking about money and talking about finances. You know, I remember one of the quotations I always heard when I was in Sunday school was, "It's harder for a rich man to go to heaven than for the donkey to go through the eye of the needle." Yeah, at that point, I didn't understand it. I don't think the person who even taught me understood it, because we were made to fear that having money or being rich was wrong. Now, he said the rich man. When you say rich man, how do you understand rich? Okay, me having cars and a house might be rich to you right now. But if I go to Dubai right now, someone has yachts, and is that person rich?
No.
Like, so relatively, he's rich.
Yeah.
I'm not. Do you understand? So I believe rich is relative. And also, when it comes to the movies we watched when we were growing up, look, the first movies we all remember is, Last Burial and Karishika. It was all rich people were portrayed as people who had done something wrong to get it. In the movie, 2 plots. Either the poor person struggles through life and eventually becomes rich by foul means, or the rich person goes through a lot of challenges, like he's doing well, finally a family member comes in, does juju, and then the person falls. So we're made to fear being rich because we felt like people would attack us, and then if we were poor, the only way we felt we could be rich was through dubious means. So we all have that programming, at that early age we've been programmed to avoid that. And I believe that our financial situation affects all parts of our life. If you're having a good marriage, you need to be financially sound. If your kids are going to do well, your health, that it's shown or proven through research that depending on your financial status, your financial status is very determinant of what your health status, because it will determine what you eat, what you do,
What you even
what
dress up with,
you understand.
everything. Yeah.
So I believe it's very, 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 very important, and we need to pay attention to that.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Obadiah. In fact, you are really teaching us a lot. Struggles are part of life. If you don't struggle, you will not have a testimony. And the bigger your struggles, the bigger your testimony. So, people out there, you are looking for a testimony so huge and so punch. Just go through the struggles you are going through. Go through the steps, and the time is coming that when you set up on the hill, you will fly. In fact, you will fly. You will fly. Thank you very much for being with us today. This program, I always say, is sponsored by GVL. They do the best paper bags for all other occasions. So name the occasions. And we have some sponsors here. Thank you all for sponsoring this program. We have Smart Water, we have GVL, we have Golden Intellectual School, and our studio audience, we are thank you. In fact, you are making us, the program is really going on well. In fact, it's exciting here, but we want to just, take some smart water and then cool our tanks. We'll be right back. Okay, so Uncle Obadiah, there's this question that is baffling me, and sometimes I look at people who commit suicide, and it's like, don't they think there is hope?
All right. So thank you very much for that
Mm-hmm.
question. And I believe mental health is something that we don't talk about as much.
Okay.
And I'm a positive guy.
Yeah.
Like I'm always positive. I
Uh-huh.
always look at the bright side of things. But I went through something. I went through a series of challenges from my business, my like, and it kind of put me down. Like imagine someone who is always motivating people,
Uh-huh.
and at a point in time, I was contemplating like ending everything. So um, it's not like people who go through that. First of all, there are people who are biologically predisposed
Okay.
to suicide. Like their hormones that help them to stay active are deficient, so they feel more like doing it, like ending it all. And there are people too who are going through emotional things, and it makes them feel like what they are going through is not worth it, and they don't have anyone counting on them. I think at that point in my life where I was just thinking of ending everything, one thing that helped me was I had people that I knew were counting on me. Number one, I feel like people who end it mostly feel like their existence is non-existent. They feel like if they end it or nothing changes, you understand? They don't see their mark,
Yeah.
and it's always important to let people know how important they are. So I think that's one thing. And then the other thing too is I had something bigger I was doing. I had something of an impact that I was already doing. That was training people, helping people grow their business and all that. So even when I had that thought, immediately I had another thought that was like, so when you do it now, what does it mean to the other people? It doesn't mean they should also end it. So I feel like anybody who is watching, who is going through a tough period, like depression, clinical depression, feeling like nothing else matters, I should end it. And then it never changes anything.
Never changes
It
anything.
never. It just brings more trouble. It means that you are pushing all the struggles and the problems to other people. And even though you feel like that's like I'm not, you're not dismissing
Yeah.
that feeling. But what we are saying is that seek help. because I believe you can always get out. And I'm happy I didn't end it because now I'm on to bigger things. So anybody who is going through that, you need to just seek help. Go to their clinical psychologists and all that. Talk to someone influential. Talk to your mother. Talk to someone who would understand you, and know that no matter how bad you feel, your impact, everything you do, is also impacting someone else.
Wow. So no matter what you do, whatever you are doing is an impact to someone else out there. Okay, Mr. Obadia, your final words to your viewers.
All right. So if you are watching, I would like to thank you for staying with us this long, because most people, the knowledge and what we need to succeed is already available. That's why people are already succeeding. What we need to live a useful life is already available. That's why people are being useful. But the problem is the seeking of it, and then even when we find it, paying enough attention to it. So I would like to thank everyone who has been watching, for paying attention and for using this information. Now, what I will say to you is to believe. Okay, to believe. You know, it's a great challenge, because sometimes you look at everything that is going on around you and you feel like there's no hope. But I promise you, there's hope. Everything you need to succeed is already available, because people are already doing it. Everything you need to know, you need to do, it's already available in you. It's just about you activating it. Okay, when I say activating it, I mean putting yourself out there. Sometimes we fear to put ourselves out there. To when we meet opportunities, we feel like this is something for me, but we are afraid to put ourselves out there. We are afraid to commit to it. We are afraid to just enter, just take our leg, just jump into that pool. What I want to say is that jump into that pool.
Jump into that pool.
Take that step. Put yourself out there. And when you do, it will activate something. It will activate something in you, and then you are going to work on that. The world is a beautiful place.
Wow.
There's so much we are going to achieve. There's so much we are going to do. But the only way you can do that is if you first believe that there's so much more out there. I have this saying that we didn't come into this world to escort some people. No, we are not here as escorts. We came here. We all have our own part to play. And you putting yourself out there means that you are going to achieve or do what you were put on this earth to do. And that's your way of expressing your thanks to God for creating you, and not just, letting you not exist. So that's my word for everyone who is watching.
Okay, so thank you very much, Mr. Obadia. Don't forget that even in your struggles, be useful, because your impact is very essential. Wow. Also, so for coming to our program and then being our guest, we can't just leave you empty-handed. This is proudly a sponsor of this program, Season Shower Gel. In fact, this one,
it looks very heavy.
The packaging itself, it speaks everything. It's everything. In fact, this is a package to you, a shower gel and a liquid soap. So you can use that one. And as well, this is Smart Water. They sponsored our program. And so we are going to give this to you again.
Okay.
Thank you for being on our show. And Mr. Obadia from GVL, Divinely Rhythmic, they said we write not only with our hands, but with our hearts. Today we want to present to you this citation. But before that, let me read it out there for people to know that, in fact, we write prophetically with our hearts. You saw, passion drives, determination strives, strength thrives. Your life embodies all these and many more. No wonder you move higher and higher. You indeed, sir, being useful in life, your work speaks loud. They roar. The knowledge we have acquired from you today will help us to push forward towards the glorious manifestation of our talents. Organize and fulfill our destinies, doing more and more. Thank you for teaching us many strategies, even how to dress to kill. The thoughts and voice in our minds and hearts you feel, they we will shine. No more to be hidden. Golden cities set on a hill. We are ready to be more useful than ever. Yes, we are. Thank you, sir. Golden Pillars Foundation applauds you today, for indeed you are a shining golden pillar. Golden Rand. Thank you very much for being on our show. This is just to appreciate your coming. And in fact, we are being useful. Thank you very much for watching. Tomorrow, I promise you, is going to be a lot of activities and it's going to be exciting. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. If you didn't share, in fact, it's not too late. Call someone, tell a friend to tell a friend that it is ongoing. Thank you very much and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.